Every student, please go to our website. Today, our example is the example 528 to build a k-means clustering model to automatically cluster zoo animal data. And you should connect to the server first, and then we must read our data. Exercise 1, we read our data, and you should do some multiplication for this example. This is k-means clustering, and here we should delete off this. Yeah, and to make a check, here we also must delete over this. The other one we will double check of others. Okay, we return to our practice. So you know this is the animal data for the height and weight. And now we have our objectives using scikit-learn module and the simple 3 steps to build a k-means clustering model to automatically cluster the zoo animal dataset. Perform automatic clustering. There are 3 species of animals in dataset. Please separate them. And first of all, we should to explain what the k-means clustering model. And we have some explanation.
我的工作经常出差，我有2个秘诀。
回顾一下非监督式学习到底是什么东西。简单来说，就是在训练的时候，它没有标准答案，也不需要透过事先人力的标签输入资料。例如呢，我们这边会有一个演算法，这个演算法比如说像是分群分类的演算法 k-means 之类的。那我们在训练的过程中呢，这边是我们的 training data， 这边 training data 丢到这个演算法里面，其实这个演算法呢，它自动的会去从这些资料里面找出它的一些规则规律，并不会参考你真正的答案，然后自动的会帮你分类分一群，另外一群这样子。那我们这边就举个例子好了。
Here for this, that is the unsupervised learning. For the unsupervised learning, that your data you do not have the label. You only have the features. So, because you do not have the labels, so it's unsupervised. That is unsupervised learning. If you have the labels, that is, for example, regression prediction or classification prediction. Both of them are the supervised. Both of them have the labels. Here, this clustering analysis, because you do not have that, so this is only the unsupervised learning
比如说有鸢尾花朵的一个资料集，那我需要把这4个特征丢进去，然后它自动利用分群分类的演算法，能够呢将所有特征分析出来，然后把它做一群一群一群的分类。然后我们从二维的这张图
这儿
呢，就可
有一
以看到
堆电子邮件，我们在
我们的
不知道的情
鸢尾花朵
况下如何过滤掉这些垃圾邮件。今天我们就要介绍一类方法——聚类 （clustering）。大致来说，就是把邮件按照某种方式分成多个类别。我们标记正常邮件的类别，标记少量的垃圾邮件，剩下的在这个类中的未知邮件也大概率是垃圾邮件了。聚类的方法有几大类。第一种基于密度的方法 （density-based method），聚类的内部密度高，聚类间密度低。这个方法的好处是聚类的形状可以任意，甚至是这样的。第二，基于层次的方法 （hierarchical-based methods），构建成树状的层级结构。第三，分区方法 （partitioning methods），将所有的样本划分成
朵资料，透过降维之后，然后 x、y 轴变成2个特征，就可以清楚的把3种花朵、不同花朵种类的给它分群分类出来。那我们这边来讨论一下 clustering。clustering 的话，它就是分群的意思，也就是说将资料呢分以集群的方式做分类。最常见的一个演算法就是 k-means。那透过分群分类的演算法，我们能够将多维度的资料进行分类。让我们人类其实超过3维，就很难去用视觉化方式去表达了。所以最常见的可能会透过降维的方式变成1维、2维或者3维的形式，然后就可以来透过视觉化的方式呢，可以来知道分群分类之后的结果为何。比如说1维的时候，就是一条直线，在直线上的点，那我们可以透过分群分类演算法知道，然后把它在1维上的一条线能够做一个分类。那2维的部分呢，它就是一个 x、y 轴，也就是平面。那在这平面的上面的所有的数据点，我们需要透过分群分类的演算法，能够将这2个不同的类别去做分类。那我们这边来讨论一下 k-means 演算法。那其实 k-means 演算法很简单，它只是加减乘除而已。首先呢，分群分类的这个 k-means 演算法，它一开始会做初始化的动作。它是先从随机从资料中挑选出 k 个做分群的类别。比如说我今天想要分3群，我这 k 就设3。那这三个呢，一开始就有随机的找先演算，它只是那种分类。那我们这边来讨论一下 k-means。
The k-means method that he will the principle of the k-means, the calculation method of the k-means, is based on the concept of finding centroid. First, decide the number of a group K, and then randomly select K point as cluster center, and assign each point to the cluster center close to it, e.g., by exciting distance, and we calculate the cluster center of each group, commonly using the means, and repeat the steps B and C until the clusters stabilize and the cluster center no longer move. And the new cluster center will keep updating until they no longer change. So after we read over this data, then we will do the AI simple 4-step. And first of all, that we should to build a model, and this model we are use the k-means, which k-means are classified into this folder called cluster, and we need to set up the number of cluster for 3. And for the random state, we will explain later. And for the step 2, that we will train the model with the historical data. We will train the data, but because you know that it do not have the labels, right? So here you only need to input the features. And for the step 3, that after automatic clustering, space label model dot labels, and when we've learned the data, then we can do to predict the label. We output the model for the labels, and for the step 4, we make a prediction. For animal that he have the height and the weight, we will predict he will be the number 1 or number 2 of number 0 animals. And if we know the animal 0 is the more highest, that is the Gloria, and this is pandas, and here this is our, and this is short, right? We can just print out the data of that. Okay, so now we will do of this. First of all, that we read the data, and then for the second step, that we will build a mathematical model, and we will set up the number of cluster, indicate the known number of species in the data set. And the random state is used to fix the AI model's execution result. Otherwise, the result will vary due to randomness. So, okay, and I will to remark the here of that, and I write the code, the script now. I import the scikit-learn, which is we have the cluster, and we call this as the CLU, and inside the CLU we'll find the k-means. Inside the k-means, that here we have a number, right? Number cluster, we have 3 kinds of the species. And here this is our model. Okay, we have some error here, some error, right? Okay, missing the x, or he said that you need to import. Okay, let me check. 5-8, and I will just to let it to round all. Okay, round all. So how about of this? Is this correct? This is correct. Let me check. Okay. Because why we have some error here, the model that if you put, you see you have two kind of k-mean, right? Here we need the algorithm. Algorithm is a yellow color, so we need to use this. Number of cluster is 3, and I called of this as model. And step 2 that I need to read data, right? So how about to use this insert cell code cell, and here is that step 2. I need to train the model with the historical data, and both ways are acceptable. So because our model I should feed the data, here we have the x, and now our data that is the higher, and the higher is the delete. We have the height and weight, right? The other one is the weight. Okay, the other one is the weight, but you know that you should to input of that. Okay, we learn the historical data, and for step 3 that we must to output our, okay, let me to insert a cell, a code cell, and a copy of this. Here that you should print the species labels after automatically clustering. There's a note. Your labels will differ from mine. There likely won't be the answer of like this. Okay, let me see. I will show label, models label is like here. Okay. So the answer that maybe will be different, right? Okay. And you see that when I round all, here we have something wrong, right? Here we have something wrong. And you know that we have the next letter we go to the here is our exercise 4-1, and we will do some we will do some make a prediction. Today we have an animal that is the height is 19, weight is 2 kilogram. We want to predict that which animal is this. So here we have the 19 and the 2. So he will tell you this is 0. So the 0 letter we will check that our label. So this is this one 0. But if I know we have 3 kinds of animal, which is the Gloria, pandas, and the owl, and now our species is 0. Could I know which one is this? Before I do this, I should to make a check. You know that here we have the height from the highest to the shortest. So you can know here this is Gloria, pandas, and here this is the owl because it is the most short. This is the shortest, right? So if that is 0, I know this is the owl. But now I have a question. The prediction of the label here for the next time that I run, the label's number will be different. I run this again. The number will change again. So how could I fix the number? If you want to fix the number inside the model here, inside the model here, you should to add a new parameter called random state. If you fix on a specific number, for example 12, then you will see your prediction of the label will be fixed. I run all again. 0, 1, 2. Next time is 0, 1, 2. Next time will be the same. So that's the conclusion. If you want to fix the prediction of number, you should to add a parameter called random state and give a number to the random state. Then the number will be fixed here. So now you will do this again. For this animal, this is the 12, right? 012. So and then I do the prediction is if here the number of this, and I get the number, the first one, that is equal 0. I know this is Gloria, right? I print out of the list, and I will know print out 4星星, that is the Gloria. And I copy over this line. Else or paste. For this is the one I will print out. That is pandas, right? So I print out that is and I copy over this again. For that is the 2. I know this is the So then I show the number. Here we say that is hour, right? The answer is the hour. And for the second example that I want to predict for this, okay, I remark over this line and I do model predict for an animal that is the 49 height and 15 kilogram. And here that it predict that is 0, right? So I do make a judgment for this number and I get the number inside this. If that is 0, I think that, okay, I make a copy this again. But I should to change the number over here. Okay, here that is 49 and the weight is 15 kilogram. So this animal is bigger, right? Okay, this is Gloria. That is Gloria. Okay, then we have finished this example. If you have the 3 minutes to practice over this. and later that I will to practice the next example. That is the example 5-10. The objective is to using deep learning keras models and apply the simplest 4 steps to build neural network with a single neuron as a linear regression model, and first trained on SY data, and then input an S value and predict Y. The predict test is when X is 10, Y is Y. And first of all, that we should to do the exercise 1, load SY data, like here. So we just to read this SY data. And for the exercise 2, that we will build a single neuron, the neural network model, the simple 4 step. And for the step 1, that we will build a mathematical model, keras neuron model, with a single layer neural network and 1 neuron unit. And for this, that we will import the TensorFlow module as a TF, and use TF keras sequence structure build a model. Inside here we have one layer, TF keras layers, and the dense, and the unit is 1, and the input dimension that is 1. So how about to build of this? Okay, before I do this, something I must to modify something of that. That is 5-10. And for that, I will do that of that. How about do this? Change of this and change of the other one. The other one is not for this, keras 4-1. And do something change. We will change of that. Okay, change of this. But here this is the. So I need to do something change of that. Here we have 4-1, 4-8. And here is 5-8, and I should modify of this. How about this? Okay, to save the file of this. Alright, so now I will to create a new code cell and write the code by myself. Here that I import a TensorFlow, and I call this as TF. And here that inside the TF that I will build a model that use the TF, and here we have the keras. While that we cannot to just to TF dot keras, Why that we could not to here TF keras, right? But okay, keras inside here we have keras, and we have a sequential model inside the model. But you know inside the model that for the layer we will inside this inside the list we will just to show the layer. We have a layer code that is keras. Inside the keras we have a layer, and the layer is the dense kinds of the, and the inside, okay, inside the dense we can input some parameter. The first parameter that is our unit, neuron unit, that is 1, and my input dimension that is 1. Okay, I just to create a model like this. And for the step 2 that I set 3 mathematical functions of the neural network. Okay. And later that here is my my step 2. I will set 3 mathematical functions of the neural network. And we have 3 parameters that I will modify of this. You know that we have a parameter. Okay, 损失函数是 loss. And the optimizer and the matrix. And we have 2 kinds of the method to write. So here that for EMI of this, maybe I should to make a node of this. Okay, for this. So I will write the program by myself. And I will compile 3 kinds of the parameter, and you can see here. Compiler, loss, and the matrix. So we have the loss. The loss is just inside the tf.k loss, and we select, because this is regression's loss, we always use mean square error, yellow color of this. And how about to put of this? This is the first parameter. And the second one, okay, you see that when I put into the comma, it will show the second one is optimizer. Okay, so I opti optimize, and here we have the optimizer, which is TensorFlow.keras optimizers. Okay, The object method we always use update. Update is the best way of the function. And the second one that is, okay, you see that we just use the comma. Okay, that is a matrix MET. So enter MET RIC matrix S, I guess, matrix for MRIC is this. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I delete the comma. I will check that is matrix, right? METRICS. So METRICS. Okay, we do not have this parameter, so you need to input by yourself. That is TensorFlow dot keras dot matrix dot. Okay, the regression problem we have the same with the loss. We use the mean square error function. But you must to understand, for if you use this mean square error, the matrix of here that you should put of this here, then you will execute the command. Optimizer do not have the update. Okay, let me see. The update here update. Alright, you have set up 3 parameters. And for the step 3 that will train the model with the historical, okay, I will copy of this. And here we have the epoch or epoch. Epoch or EPOCH 时代
epic,
epoch for the epoch. Here that we will do of this epoch. So we will do the model to learn. We will use the fit line, fit and S and Y line. So we have to let it learn fit, and a case that is 2 square x, and the Y that is 1 dimensional Y. And we also to let it learn a pack. How about to use the 500? Okay, we will let it run 500 a pack. After we do this, then we will do the exercise 4. Step 2, to make a prediction when x is 10. What is, okay, before I do this, I will to make a prediction. Here is our model to predict. And here, because we have 2-dimensional x is 10, and predict that, okay, this is finished. A packet that is finished. Model dot prediction is not correct. So here this is in incorrect way, and because he said the main object is not subscribable, that is because that we should to input a vertical column. We cannot use the horizontal column. So I must to change over this. How to change over this? We use, okay, I use the import pandas. And I use of the pd.datagram data frame, and I will transform from this into a vertical column, and the letter is, how about to write of letter? pd dot line df10 model predict pd data frame to make a change of that. How about use this 10? So letter is df10. How did you know that? You know that we use the df. Oh, predict data frame. Okay. Maybe that I should just to input of this will be more. So the correct letter is not correct. That's because letter you should write this, right? Subsquare, we have the two kinds of subsquare. Okay, here we have this predict, so not correct. Use of letter. Data frame. So we have two data frame. Okay, this is more complicated. A little complicated. Predict function, data frame function. So missing a value of, okay, missing a value. Okay, I know why that we have something error. So the answer is 15, right? So then we will do the join of that. Okay, for doing the join that, we should to insert cell, and I import the matplotlib library for join, and here that I should to input the raw data. I use this for scatter and dfx, and also dfy, and then I will do the prediction for a point. That is for scatter. Here is the 10 prediction. That is for predict. Here inside the predict, that we use the pd.data frame, and here inside I use 10 for prediction here. Yes, and then I will do, okay, the answer is like this, right? Okay, we have the regression line. is the scatter. Here is dfx. Here is for prediction, and here is for x. Yes, the color of this, and I use the plot for this. Okay, this is my answer. And now, as a student, you have 10 minutes to plot this.